Hello, hello, hello to everyone. Happy Monday. It is May 6th, and this is episode 5 of Master Steps. Hi, Tracy, calling in from Austin. It's good to see you again. Nathan, you are in Denver. It is nice to have you. Okay, you are new. Well, we are very excited that you found our little community. And again, welcome. Thank you for coming into our Master Steps. My name is Amy for people who are joining in for the first time, and I'm an independent travel agent, and I am also a digital content creator. And so when I first got into the travel industry, I was just really overwhelmed with all of the different material that was available to me at the drop of a hat on learning how to become a travel agent and book travel professionally, and also, for groups and different kind of travel. But when it came down to running a small business, I just really wasn't prepared and didn't know what questions I needed to even ask. So as I, had more experience and more time under my belt, I started really participating a lot on the different social profiles and platforms so that I could, be in groups and perhaps answer questions for people, and then also provide just, some suggestions and ideas, and just kind of give my 2 cents. And as I've sat in, the longer and longer I, paid attention, I kept hearing a lot of the same questions over and over. And I thought, man, why doesn't somebody just come up with a manual or a class or a how to run a business or something? And then I was like, and so I just took the bull by the horns, and I gathered as much really important content that I could find, and I put this master series together. And I'm really hoping that when you walk away from just this class, or perhaps you want to go back to my YouTube channel and view the first 4 episodes, I really hope that you're able to hear something that you can take with you on your journey, because setting a really strong foundation from the beginning is so very important if you want to be able to grow your business and create revenue and just really be successful in your new business venture. David, you're in Houston, and okay, so thank you. If you would like to join in our community, you can subscribe over on my YouTube channel, which is Amy-Ren-IA. And that way you can make sure that you get any updates that I post, or, it's just kind of easy if we're all in the same general place for information. And then I can just shoot it out to the group and don't have to worry about missing anybody. And you don't have to worry about missing any updates or things of that nature. And so the first week, when we dove into kind of really getting things started, we went and journeyed beyond false beliefs in the travel industry as an entrepreneur, because it's really important that you were able to, decipher between fact and fiction. There are a lot of misconceptions about the travel industry. I've even had someone at some point ask me if travel agents were still a thing. So once I assured him that yes, we are absolutely a thing and we are the thing, the misconception hopefully was squashed at that point. But we talked about a lot of different myths and hopefully debunked those, not only for you to know for yourself, but also so you can go out to your own communities and share that information and make sure people know what's what. In episode 2, we started talking about your image and how much it matters in the travel industry, and talked about different ways that you can stand out and above other travel agents that are maybe in your same general area, or maybe in your niche that you are deciding that you want to specialize in. So Episode 4, we decoded and conquered essential marketing mistakes that a lot of travel agents, especially when they're brand new, the top mistakes that we make. I know that I made all of those in the beginning, and it was through trial and error and lots of classes and master classes, like this one, that I was able to start making sure that I didn't make those mistakes anymore. If you're wondering, why is it important to start talking about some of these business aspects early on? And it is because if you set a strong foundation from the beginning and you get into a routine of consistency and you become more comfortable, if you're setting that from the beginning, you are more likely to follow through with those same funnels and creations and sticking within the same area of expertise that you have decided that you would like to specialize in. We also did talk about narrowing down your niche, and as a matter of fact, I have a free handout that's about 14 or 15 pages long, and it really dives a lot deeper into narrowing your niche and the importance of that in the travel industry. And then today we are going to be talking about mastering conversions and the importance of being able to do that so that you can have growth and success in your business. And I'm excited about doing this one because if you don't understand your data through research or analytics, then you're not very likely to be able to convert those leads into paying clients. And that's really what this class is going to be about today. As I've mentioned, yes, thank you, Denise, for reminding me. As I have mentioned, I will be doing a master series further down the line where I'll dive in just a little bit deeper to these topics and do some over-the-shoulder how-to videos, especially with content creation and what tools you can utilize and take advantage of that are free to be able to do that marketing side of it on your own. But again, today we are going to go over some expert tips and best practices for success in learning how to navigate through your conversions. Again, thank you so much for coming. If you have any questions during our class, please just put them in the chat and I will answer those as I get a moment to do so. And then as always, if there's anything specific that a particular topic perhaps, or something that you just feel like you need more information on, maybe I didn't explain it well, or it's something that you're just not very familiar with, also just either leave a comment in the comment section or contact me directly. Again, if you want to subscribe to the community and to be able to get information on this series, you can head over to YouTube and go to Amy-Wren-IA and like, subscribe, share, let your other friends know who are also entrepreneurs. And it doesn't have to be necessarily in the travel industry, because a lot of the topics that we have been discussing are talking about just general items that are important for any small business owner who is just starting out, or maybe someone who needs to circle back and maybe attend to certain topics a little bit more in depth. Then definitely let your friends and colleagues know. So let's talk about the importance of mastering conversions and go over some strategies that will help you grow your business and to become successful in your niche. Because it's very important that you unlock what your full potential is and what kind of output you're getting actually from your marketing initiatives, because you want to make sure that not only do you have the great content that you're going to create or freelance out to someone perhaps, but you want to make sure that the information is going to your target audience, who your ideal client is, And then also, you want to make sure that you're not leaving anything on the table. And so, learning how to optimize your conversion rate is definitely going to let your business grow. And you'll start seeing that as you become more comfortable with some of these tips and best practices. Without effective conversions, you're going to, like I said, just be leaving money on the table, and no one needs to be doing that. You will continue to struggle with low conversion rates if you're not understanding. And so it's important to just go ahead, put in the work, figure out what it is that you need to know, what you don't know, and really learn that part of the material for your business. Because again, you're just going to end up circling back and having to come back and repeat. And, once you get that momentum going, you really don't want to have to stop and go back and set up your automation or figure out what a conversion is and how to do it and what your analytics mean. You will be missing so many different revenue opportunities. You'll be missing opportunities to engage with your audience. And these are just things that are going to just hinder your ability to be effective in the travel industry. We discussed in one of our earlier episodes how you can stand out and how you can make sure that you're really defining what your brand is and finding that pain point that your potential new clients have. So once you understand all of these things, then you need to know how to take these and convert them into a paying client. So, essentially, in the context of marketing and sales, conversion means taking the process of someone who has become a prospect, they're asking questions, they're engaging with you, and then how to turn them into a paying client. Or maybe it is to have them complete a desired action, or to sign up for a newsletter, to complete a form, to do a survey, things of that nature. And it's very representative of the success of your outcome that you're having from all the marketing efforts that you've been putting forth already. And it's really aimed at persuading, that motivated individual who is, in your space, and to be able to take them to that next level. You might not convert someone the very first time that you have contact with them or the first time that they engage. But if you are consistent on doing these things and you understand how you can optimize your conversion rates, then you're going to definitely see that growth really start to take off for you and your business. Let's talk about CRO, which is conversion rate optimization, because its impact on the performance is really, really significant in what your performance is for several different reasons. First of all, if you're not getting the most out of your ROI, which is your return on investment, then you're just really leaving a lot to be managed. And that's going to really affect what your bottom line is and whether you're generating any income. We can all say, I don't do it for the money, but let's be honest with each other. Can we do that? Well, I'm not doing it just for the money, but I definitely understand and respect the fact that if I don't have any money that I'm generating and there's not any kind of monetary growth, then I'm not going to be able to expand in certain areas I may really want to be diving into. And I may want to up my marketing and perhaps have someone help me with that. Or eventually down the line, you may want to hire someone for an assistant position or a creator position. And again, you've got to have the money coming in to be able to pay for those things, right? So let's just make sure that we keep the main thing the main thing. If you are enhancing your user experience, and by that I mean everything about your business is, it's not just about travel, because remember, people don't buy things, people buy people. And I don't mean that in a backwards way. I'm saying that if someone is drawn to you or finds some type of common ground or general ideas and views on things, and they really can resonate with what it is that you're saying and what services you provide, then they're going to possibly end up being a client and a customer for years and years to come. And so making sure, again, that you're consistently accessible and it's convenient for them is just going to increase the potential that they're going to become a client, and probably sooner rather than later. Remember, we talked about people being inherently lazy. Not everyone, but just generally speaking, we like things easy. We like things quick. We talked about how this digital age that we're in now really takes any kind of, I'll get to it in a minute, off the table, because people are looking for someone who is online, who is present, who is consistent. And it doesn't matter if you've got the best product and the best service and you know that you would be the best provider for them. If they're not seeing you and it's not easy to get to you, they're really honestly going to go on to the next person. And if you're not taking advantage of the presence of your potential new clients when it's happening, then again, they're going to just pass on you, probably never come back. So by understanding some of these tools and best practices, you're really going to be able to have that competitive advantage. There are several agencies and independent contractors that I noticed just from participating in, different groups, that really don't understand search engine optimization, and they don't understand conversion rates, and they don't understand what their analytics mean, much less what to do with all of this information. So if you can learn this information and really believe in its importance, then it's going to just really elevate you above any competitors that you might feel like you are, both marketing towards the same group of people. And so overall, by focusing on improving your conversion rates and your sustainability, a business can really achieve long-term success and substantial growth. It's an increasingly competitive industry, and you really need to learn to grab that bull by the horns and take advantage of every possible tool and trick and tip that you can get and understand it fully. Again, questions, please let me know. And even if it's not a question that we can necessarily dive into right now, then we will definitely dive into it in more depth. I'm not seeing any questions right now in the comments. Let's see. No. Okay. Well, I appreciate that, Shannon. Thank you. Yes, perhaps I should wet my whistle. And thank you for that little break. Okay, so let's talk about some key metrics and factors that influence conversion rates. Okay, website traffic. You have to have traffic going to your website, however you're getting them there. And then you've got to make sure when that traffic's there, I'm sorry, I put ice in my mouth, that you're engaged and that you're the journey that you have them on, again, is hassle-free, convenient, and accessible and consistent. And no, I'm playing. Yes, that is exactly what we're leading into. I'm going to go over a couple of tips for how you can optimize your conversions. And that first one is streamlining your conversion funnel. Analyzing your conversion funnel and identifying any fraction points or weak spots and anything that is going to be a barrier that is going to prevent your users, visitors, etc., from completing what your desired action is a problem. And so streamlining your process by reducing the number of steps, for instance, that they have to complete, in order for you to be able to convert them is key. If you can simplify any forms that you have, if you can eliminate any kind of distractions, and again, make it an effortless, hassle-free journey that they're on with you from the very beginning, they're going to see that you're a lot more than just someone who can book their accommodations for them. People, like I said, are going to want to have someone that's going to tell them what to do, tell them when to do it, and then let them know that you've got it all handled. So whatever your process may be, if they can feel that in the beginning, you're just really going to be able to, again, grow so much quicker. You want to be able to test and iterate by implementing a process of continuous testing so that you're continuously gathering information. You want to be able to identify what is working best for your audience and then optimize those conversions, right? And as you get better and more familiar with those, then the more you're going to be able to convert people, and probably the quicker you're going to be able to convert them. Perhaps maybe you want to conduct an A/B test on a different piece of content. Justin, when I say an A/B test strategy, for instance, let's say you are marketing for a cruise and you have two separate posts. They both have the exact same information in the posts, but maybe one has a picture of the cruise ship and the other one has a picture of the destinations or ports that they'll be visiting. You take those analytics and that data and you look and see which one performs best. And then you know that if that's what's doing better for your audience, that's what they seem to like more, then that's definitely something that you're going to want to do for the rest of that campaign or switch into. And sometimes it's as simple as the call to action. Maybe there's just a very small difference in you saying learn more, and that be the button that they click on, or for more information. And they're saying pretty much the same thing, but seeing what term or request your audience is responding to is going to help you to get the most out of that content that you are putting out. You want to make sure that you're testing, different elements of your website, such as your, what headline are you using? What photos are you using? What kind of layout? And then being able to determine which variation of those work the best. You want to be able to use the data and then take the analytics and track those results. And so by having a continuous testing process, you're continuously getting data. We also talked before about making sure that you are revisiting from time to time and rechecking out that your audience is still engaging with you. And maybe if something in their needs has changed, maybe their pain point has changed, or maybe something has changed in your business. And whether it's your niche, maybe you've narrowed down a little bit more, maybe you've pulled back a little bit. You want to always kind of have a pulse, your finger on the pulse of the relationship that you're trying to build and the one that you have with your current clients. So there's some strategies that you can consider to make your website usability easier. And so first of all, I kind of mentioned it earlier, you want to have a simple navigation process on either your landing page or the first page that they open up when they go to your website, which is meaning you want to have it, you want it to be easy to use. You want it to be clear, and you want the menu to be descriptive so that they understand exactly what they're going to get by clicking on something. And then of course you also want to, limit the number of pages that you have, because you don't want to just vomit so much information at them. It's just like they don't have the time, they don't have the ability to even figure out what you're talking about because there's too much information. Kind of like, remember when you very first started out as a travel agent, or maybe it's right now learning some of these business practices. You don't want to overwhelm your potential new clients because the conversions are just not going to happen, or they're just not going to happen as quickly or as often. So learning how to optimize your page speed. People like things when they're clicking on stuff. Do you like to click on something and then just sit and wait? I know before I had made some upgrades to my computer at home, everything I did just took so much time. And I would literally like start doing something else, waiting for a page to load because it was just totally overloaded. And I would end up not even getting back to the original task I was on. That's not a good habit to get into. But that being said, if your page is not optimized to where it's loading quickly, then you need to speak with your host provider, or whoever it is that's managing your website, because you need to get that fixed quickly. Because if people have to wait, guess what? We're just going to back out of that and click on the very next one. And probably you will never see them again. So that is something to consider as far as your website. And also something that people just really don't think about is whether it's mobile friendly. There's nothing worse than being familiar with a website, and maybe you've looked at it from work or your PC or laptop, but then you try to look at it from your mobile phone or maybe even your tablet, and you can only see like a quarter of it. You really, really want to make sure that the website is mobile friendly and that it fits and is able to be viewed on several different screen sizes. Because if not, again, they're going to click right out of you and right into somebody else's business. You don't want to send your potential new clients into someone else's arms, right? And then also, you want to make sure that you have a very clear call to action. You have got to make sure that you've got a clear call to action on any piece of content that you put out, because statistics show that people like being told what to do when it comes to especially booking travel. If you have a special and you don't tell them exactly what to click or when to call or whatever your desired response is, then they're just probably not going to do it. They might just keep on, and whether they meant to or not, they're not going to do it. So if it's prominent, there's no way they can not see it, and it's clear and it's very persuasive, then you are more likely to have them follow that and complete that desired action. And that just heads you right into the conversion lane. So, oops, excuse me. All righty. So overall, your data-driven decision is making an essential conversion optimization and making it a routine, if you will, so that you can make sure that you understand what to do with all of this data and all of these analytics, because it's going to allow you to identify opportunities and then understand what your user and client's behavior is. And then if you're able to test and reiterate and have some kind of measured success, then you'll really be able to optimize your resource allocation effectively. And this is important because you want to learn how to leverage the data to inform your decision-making process, right? You don't want to just have all this data and not use it and understand what it means. So if you want to achieve better results for your business, then you need to understand what the analytics mean. And again, when we talked about really defining who you want your ideal client to be, what your perfect avatar is, then understanding their needs and their pain points is important. But just as important to that is what the engagement and interaction looks like with your when they're reaching out to you. So you want to be able to interpret the data. You want to be able to understand how to use the data. And if you understand exactly who your client is that you're targeting, then you will be able to understand exactly what kind of content it is that's going to draw their attention into you. Another thing that is very important on converting your possible uh, client leads into paying customers is to be able to create compelling and incentivized offers. You want to provide them with, maybe you have a freebie that you want to provide to someone if they sign up for your newsletter or what have you. You want to make sure that it's relevant to the services that you provide. You want to make sure that it's something that people would want, something that they could use. Maybe it's something that you never, or they never had really considered about, for instance, how important it is to understand exactly what you need to take and what you don't need to take for a glamping experience, right? It's not going to be the same thing that you would take for a ski trip or going to a resort, right? So make sure that it's relevant to what it is that you are marketing. Because if you can understand what their needs are and what their pain points are, they're going to have a problem. And what are you going to have? A solution, the solution. You also, another thing that helps, take those leads and convert them into your customers is being able to optimize different channels. I did say in the beginning that you don't have to be on all the social platforms, and you don't. But keep in mind that the more comfortable you become, if you're ready to add on another platform or perhaps move into Google business pages, those kind of things are important to do because you want to be able to be in more than one place. Not everyone, if you specialize in using Instagram, not everyone may be on Instagram. And there might be a very large audience that you're missing out on by not being in a Google search. So learning how to take those multiple channels and utilize them will also be very helpful for you. And you don't just have to be looking at, the online things such as the social platforms and Google business pages, Yelp, etc. You also can be using email marketing and then even paid advertising to kind of reach out to someone who might not have necessarily seen you otherwise. There are just so many different case studies that just kind of, sales and marketing really boils down to it being a number game. You absolutely can have the best product, the best service. And if you're not reaching the right audience, the correct audience, your audience, and you're not knowing where to find them and you're not willing to venture out to perhaps look for them, then again, you're going to be leaving money on the table. And we don't like leaving money on the table. So again, we have discussed lots of different strategies for converting. We've talked about the importance of learning conversions. And I just really hope that some of these tips and speaking about some best practices will help you to go forward in knowing how to take all these people that are interested in you, but just haven't reached out yet, and directing them in a professional, consistent manner. Yes, thank you. Thank you. All right. Well, everyone, it has been a really quick, I can't believe our time is already up and coming to a close. I just want to thank you all for repeat visiting for the first time. And I hope this is resonating with you. If not all of it, some of it, most of it. Again, head over to Amy-Wren-IA on YouTube, subscribe, like, and share. It really helps me to find out who I need to target and what kind of information I need to provide to you, because it's all about setting a strong foundation. We've had 5 great episodes, and we are going to be having our 6th episode next Monday, same time, same place. and we're going to be going over, what are we going over? Uh, I don't know where I put it. I'm so sorry. Anyway, we're going to have a great next episode. Keep in touch with me during the week, and I will provide you with. Oh, I'm sorry. Here, I've got it. It's going to be unlocking your online potential. There's so much potential that you have in yourself. You just need to get that confidence in order to move forward and see what kind of success you can have. So we're going to be discussing that next Monday, the 13th of May, same time, same place. Again, I will catch you on the flip flop, and safe travels. Thanks for joining.